All right, so there's a very light schedule this weekend. There's only 4 games. We're going to go through those picks, and we'll talk about the game a little bit. Give our picks for the week. And actually, you know what I'm thinking? I think I went 5-2 last week. Closed a little bit of ground. One thing I will say, I'm a little bit surprised. Nobody said anything on the site. When we did the video, I'm pretty sure the Portland-Boston game, I'm pretty sure I picked Boston, but when I put my picks on the site, I actually picked Portland.
Oh, no,
So,
no do-overs.
Nobody, well, no, it's on the site as Portland, so
right.
I left it.
Okay.
I'm 5-2, and you know what? When you run the pool, you can do that. No money involved, so I'm okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, this week, Friday night, Boston is at Philly.
Boston and Philly. Both teams
Playing well right now.
playing very well. Boston's surprising the heck out of me. They got some good parts there. Philly's got Snyder, and they beat Buffalo last week. So,
Yeah.
you know, so they're
At
coming off a bit of a high. Man, that's a hard one to choose. I'm going to say, where is it?
It's in Philly.
It's in Philly. Pick the Wings.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And again, me and my home field advantage, home floor advantage, whatever you want to call it, the fans behind them. I heard Philly's a little bit of a nasty place to play.
Well, everybody I ever heard walked in there is pretty nuts.
You want to be on the home team if you're playing there, yeah. Saturday night. Oh, you know what? I'm going to leave that one. We'll do it right now.
We'll do it right now.
Toronto at Buffalo.
Toronto at Buffalo in front of the leather-lunged faithful of the HSBC.
And I'm pretty sure I'm going with that game.
Buffalo, I don't know why they lost last week to a team in the lower echelons like Philly. Toronto,
because any team can beat
anybody can beat any team. The Rock coming off a high, and knowing these guys as I do, and the rivalry that is between these two teams, because they're the closest geographically located teams in the league.
Yep.
Rock in overtime.
Picking with this. You know what? I don't see Buffalo losing this game.
No?
I think this is a statement game. As much as I was impressed with the Rock and the energy that they had, I'm sure they will have that energy this weekend too. But I think Buffalo at home is a stronger team than Buffalo on the road. I think last week was a bit of a glitch. I think this week they get back to the winning ways and show the rest of the league they are the best team in the league, because I think they are.
Well, I do too, but you know, what I seen from the Rock last week was that they finally listened up a little bit, and they put some younger, faster guys back on the back end.
Yep.
And contained Steenhouse, Dosty, and Rock, and I think you win this one.
Yeah, that's all you got to do.
Yeah, just those two guys.
Don't worry about that guy. Don't worry about that guy named Tavares or anybody like that. You know, Kersey or any of those guys. Anyways, Calgary at Colorado.
Calgary, Colorado. Oh, wow. Calgary's playing very, very well. Colorado's kind of creeping back into things there. Home field, Pepsi Center, Roughnecks.
You know what? I hate to do this to you, Troy. I think that's going to be the upset of the week.
Okay.
Buffalo proved last week that anyone can be beat, and Calgary being the only team left that's undefeated. Colorado got back to the winning ways last week, but this is a huge game because they've already had, I believe, 3 home games.
Yeah.
This is their 4th. I think if Colorado loses this game, they are, I don't want to say done, but they are in serious trouble. So I think this is a must-win for Colorado. I'm going to take Colorado in that game, and as I said, Troy, sorry about that, because I love the Roughnecks and I love what you're doing there. The last game of the week, Rochester, this is, I believe, is Sunday night. Rochester is at New York to take on the Titans.
Rochester at New York. Man.
Can we get you a nickel? You can flip it.
Oh, gee. You know, Rochester, you know, there's too many good guys in that team just to roll over and play dead. They proved that against the Rock, for one. And Patty O'Toole between the pipes, in front of that big crowd at the Big Apple.
Rochester. Is that at the Garden or is that at Jersey?
I don't know, we have to check on that, but it doesn't matter.
It's in New York.
Same area. Rochester.
Okay. I'm still struggling with this.
Yeah,
I
that's
really,
what I'm going.
You know what? Matt Vince, I'm a big fan. Patty O'Toole, I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Casey Powell, I'm a big fan. Sean Williams, I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
I've stuck with the home teams throughout. I'm going to stick with New York in this one.
Yeah.
Very, very tough game to call, so I'm going to go with New York.
You know, what makes it really hard, fans, is that the last few years, it's right down to the last games of the last weekend. to figure out who the heck's going to the playoffs. And so, you know, and lacrosse being a game of momentum, as you know, Gary, that it could change any time. And that's why as the season goes on, it gets harder and harder to pick. Yep. So I hope I'm right. I hope you're wrong.
Yeah, and well, of course. And not only that, you know what? I mean, I've gotten to know so many of these guys across the league. You root for them every week.
Yeah,
you root for all of them. So when you see them going against each other, it's like, well, geez, I don't want to see him not do well, but I also don't want to see him not do well. So, anyways, those are the picks for the week, and we're going to move on now. Last week, I apologize. I don't know what happened, but obviously I'm not a cameraman for TSN or anything like that. So technical difficulties, absolutely. You wanted to talk about the state of the economy and the game of lacrosse.
Yeah, and what I started to say last week, Gary, was that there was a big thing in the front of the Toronto Sun here about the state of the economy in the National Hockey League. And Gary Bettman has been vilified since then, saying that he's full of baloney and all that kind of stuff. There's half a dozen teams going down the tubes. Well, the same goes for lacrosse. I looked across the point streak, and one of the first things to look at, besides who was the refs in the game, was the attendance that night. And this year, so far, the average attendance in the National Lacrosse League is below 10,000. How are we going to keep teams where they are? How are they going to keep paying the guys, the staff, the arena rentals, all that kind of stuff, unless people start getting out to the games? This is the most affordable pro sport in North America, if not the world, as far as I know. The average price at the Air Canada Centre, and that is one of the higher priced arenas in the league, is around $31 for a seat. Which, if you do the formula, I think a lot of pro sports do nowadays, the family with the hot dog and the drink and the tickets and whatever, it still comes way under any other pro sport. And for entertainment value, you've got everything going on. They've got the music going, they got the dancers, they got the on-floor promotions, the t-shirt tosses. It's a really
free pizza.
Free pizza, not for us, and then they do that pizza thing as well. And I know some of the other arenas have got some great promotions as well. Take the time, folks, and go out and check out the National Lacrosse League as a form of entertainment for you and your family. In these hard economic times with rollbacks and layoffs and all that kind of stuff, you know, you can still do something. Now, fast forward to the upcoming summer season, I'm encouraging all lacrosse, amateur lacrosse team operators out there to put a little sign up at your admission that says, thank you to all our fans, because it's your admissions that keep our teams afloat. Thank you very much for your kind donation in the form of your admission. Without you, we couldn't do it. And that's the truth, folks. It's getting harder and harder to get sponsors, especially for junior lacrosse, Gary.
Yes.
A lot of these people say, well, if I've got a couple of bucks, I'm going to give it to the kids, which is okay. But we've got to keep supporting our junior and our major league series teams. So as this NLL season winds down, you know, April the 23rd is the home opener for the Green Gales. That's a matter of, what, 6 weeks away at the very most? And that's when we got to start ramping this up for the summer season as well. So don't forget, folks, get out and support all these teams so we can keep this sport alive.
And I will say, too, I mean, the teams themselves have to take a little bit of responsibility. They have to get creative in how they promote this game and how they bring this game to the fans. Because as we've talked about before, you know, you and I back in the day, we just went and watched lacrosse because we loved the game. That type of fan, I mean, we're a dying breed. The fan today now needs to be entertained and has the right to be entertained.
That is correct.
And it's not just a game of lacrosse.
No.
So there has to be promotional ideas, there has to be gimmicks, there has to be giveaways, and then we've talked about a number of things before. So I agree wholeheartedly. The teams on the other hand, though, need to also get a little bit creative and create that atmosphere that fans say, you know what, it's a no-brainer. I have to go to that game.
Oh yeah, I'm going again. I had such a good time last time. Here in Whitby, for example, I gave it its own name, world famous $1 hot dog. The Booster Club here has a little grill up where they sell the drinks between periods, and they sell hot dogs for $1. You know what better thing? And I know that they make a couple $100 every week off of that. And so be creative out there, and it really helps. And anything you can come up with, any ideas, promotions, or whatever, you can do that.
So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this week. So on behalf of Ron Messer, who is?
Who cares about economic downturns, layoffs, whatever? Go out and enjoy a lacrosse game, or just keep clicking on to lacrosse inside the game and let your cares float away for 20 minutes or so every week.
My name is Gary Mark, reminding everybody out there to stay safe, be good, keep your stick in the air, and get those magazine subscriptions.
Oh yeah!